Nancy Pelosi beat the returns of every Wall Street hedge fund in 2024. The question is, how can you copy politicians' stock trades, and is it even a good idea? I don't want to just pick on Nancy Pelosi. Literally every politician does this. These are the ones that did the best in 2024. When you're a politician, you know exactly when the stock market is going to crash or which companies are going to explode in value before anybody else. You get access to classified economic reports, upcoming legislation, and insider briefings from industry leaders. And conveniently, many of them happen to trade stocks right before massive market-moving events. Nancy Pelosi has famously made millions of dollars trading tech stocks, often right before Congress passed regulations affecting those companies. Richard Burr, a Republican, famously sold $1.6 million in stocks right before the 2020 market crash after receiving a classified briefing on COVID-19. Tommy Tuberville, senator from Alabama, bought defense stocks right before the Ukraine war while sitting on a committee that oversees military contracts. So how is this even legal? Well, in 2012, Congress passed the Stock Act, which was supposed to prevent insider trading from politicians. However, there is almost zero enforcement. For a first-time violator, the penalty is $200 when many of these politicians are making millions of dollars on these trades, so it's essentially a slap on the wrist. Many of these politicians also simply just don't report their trades because they know nothing will happen, and since 2020, over 70 members have violated this law and none of them has faced serious consequences. So how do they stop this? Well, members of Congress like AOC and Josh Hawley have proposed banning members of Congress from trading stocks altogether. Two people on opposite sides of the political spectrum that agree on almost nothing, so that should tell you something. Even Biden, before he left office, said that politicians should not be able to own stocks in individual companies. But will anything ever actually change? Probably not, because the people who need to pass these laws are the ones making money from the system, so they have no incentive to change it. Which brings up the million-dollar question, should you just copy politicians' trades? There's entire websites like Unusual Whales and QuiverQuant that log every trade a member of Congress makes. So this seems like a great way to make guaranteed money by just copying what they do. Well, not exactly. First problem is politicians have 45 days to report their trades. And that's if they follow the rules at all. They could just report their trades weeks or months later, meaning you're late to the party. There's also a good chance these politicians dump all their shares before bad news even comes out, leaving you holding the bag. It also begs the question that if all these politicians are such great traders, why isn't all of Wall Street and all the hedge funds just copying them? The answer is they don't, because they know any trade a politician reports is probably just false or old data. At the end of the day, these politicians are just playing a different game from the rest of us. If you really want to buy the same stocks they do, you should probably just buy the S&P 500, because the fact of the matter is most politicians underperform it anyway.